Thank you. Hello everyone, I'm Amirhossein America Shahri, and here we are with another episode of Late Dark Show. Apparently, President Trump is bored of the war with Iran that he started, something that nobody asked, and he's bored so much so that even sometimes he's sleeping.
Of a job, an economy, a community, and for too long.
See how he was sleeping? He reminds me of those wives that they tell their husbands that they have to watch the movie with them, and they're so excited about that, and they insist to watch as soon as possible, but the moment the movie starts, 5 minutes later, the husbands can hear their snore, like they start to snore. And he's like that. He was excited about the war, everyone said no, but now 5 minutes after the war, now he's snoring. Speaking of wives, look at the widow Erika Kirk, the wife of late Charlie Kirk. In one of those conferences for women in TP USA, see what happened.
Withstands all.
Erika Kirk protects pedophiles! Erika Kirk protects pedophiles!
Whoa, hold on. I think I saw that face somewhere else. In White House correspondent dinner, when the shooting happened, that was one quick moment that she crossed the hall, and also somebody was recording. I don't know if she was aware of that or not, and then she talked about, look, she want to go home or something. Let's take a look at that too.
I just want to go find
Okay. That face is so familiar. Like, I have seen that face during any town hall or interview, Fox News, or even for the CBS, everywhere. It makes me think, if this face is her default setting, like, like the kids when they get hit and they look at their parents to see what their reaction is, and if their parents start to be worried, like, oh my God, what happened, sweetheart? They start to cry, oh my God. But if the parents, they don't care, they ignore that, they try to distract her, and she immediately forgets, like, even something happened, she fell down or something hit her face, and she moves on with her life. So I think it is just like those kids. She makes that face to see what is the reaction of the environment, people surrounding. And if they say, oh my God, Erika Kirk, this is different stage of grieving, oh my God, poor you, and she starts crying. But if nobody cares, just like that moment, she goes back to default setting. Also, it's kind of like a animal's defense mechanism, like a skunk release the gas to just get away, like the danger, like push away. I think she does like that too. She makes that frowny face as a defense mechanism, so nobody gets close to her, and all the conversation shut down immediately. Yeah, that's so weird. But you know what is weirder? The Secretary of Commerce in this administration, Howard Lutnick, basically he was neighbor of Jeffrey Epstein. Literally, this was Jeffrey Epstein's house, and this was Howard. Don't think it's not Twin Towers. It's not like 9/11 Twin Towers. Okay, so that was Jeffrey Epstein's house. That was Howard Lutnick's house. Literally sticking next to each other. This is how close of a neighbor they were together. Yeah, exactly. As you can see, right? So they asked him, "What was your encounter with him? Did you find anything strange after everything was revealed?" When he was arrested, and especially, of course, after the Epstein files release, and see what his response was to that question.
We are in number 11, and he lives in number 9. So we move in 2005. Okay, Jeffrey Epstein is arrested in like 2008, I think, something like that. Right. Mr. Epstein, your neighbor would like to invite you over for coffee. So my wife and I go next door. We walk 7 steps right to the next house for coffee. We share a wall. Right. And there's a massage table in the middle of the room. So she looks at me and I look at her and we say, I'm sorry, we have to go. And we left. And in the 6 or 8 steps it takes to get from his house to my house, my wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever.
Okay, not so fast. So he says, oh, it was very weird. First of all, who put the massage chair in middle of the hall? But okay, that's fine. And then he found it weird, rightfully so, everyone would. Every normal people would. And then he says he left the house and went back to his house, and after that he didn't see him, right? Okay. But we know that he went to Jeffrey Epstein Island sometimes later. So the only way that he didn't lie is when he was going down the stairs from Jeffrey Epstein's house, instead of going a couple of steps toward his house and open the door and goes to his house and goes up the stairs, instead the map of his route from Jeffrey Epstein's house, the neighbor, to his house should be something like that. You see, as crazy as it is, rerouted, you did a detour and you went to his island and you came back. But about that island, I think he has some good explanation that it's not what we think. Why don't we let him explain and defend himself?
Did have lunch with him as I was on a boat going across on a family vacation. My wife was with me, as were my 4 children, and we had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children, with my nannies and my wife, all together. We were on family vacation. We were not apart. To suggest there was anything untoward about that in 2012, I don't recall why we did it, but...
Okay, it's getting weird. Because normally, when parents, they are in rush and they're late, they have to catch the flight, they forget about their kids. Like they don't take the kids with themselves that they were supposed to. But for Howard Lutnick's family, his family, they took the kid that they were not supposed to. So they were in rush, they were late, they had to catch the flight for the Epstein Island, and accidentally they took the kid with themselves. They said, oh my God, we have to go. It was weird, right? You saw the massage chair in the house. Oh, I don't know what am I going to experience when I go to his island. If that was his office, I said, yeah, I know it is. Okay, did you take everything with yourself? Oh, we are so late, we have to catch the flight. And then you take the kids, and then in the plane, you go and say, who are you? Accidentally chewed with myself. Accidents happens, you know. But after that, if it was very quick, you would expect so immediately he would leave. He just had the lunch and had a conversation and left. But again, not so fast. As you can see in the picture, that's him with Jeffrey Epstein. He would say, hey, what is that? I thought you just had the lunch and immediately you left. But hold on. You know, he's not young, right? So for his health, he listened to his doctor. And you know, nothing is better for your health than walking after having a meal. After a lunch, walking is the best way for very good and healthy digestion. So for his digestion process, probably he was walking after dinner just to make sure digested the meal fully and then leave. I know you guys gonna say, I know Amir, it is late dark show, but you are too unfair. Come on. It happens. He was just unlucky because in wrong place and wrong time, somebody took a picture and you connect those dots together and then it feels like he did something wrong. There were just a couple of pictures in the wrong time and wrong place. He was just unlucky. It doesn't mean anything. But with all due respect, I have to disagree. Actually, Howard Lutnick is the luckiest man on the planet. And you tell me he was unlucky, you're going to say, how so? So let me explain. You remember about those 2 things? I said it is not Twin Towers. That was a reason for now. In September 11, 2001, Howard Lutnick, mysteriously, out of nowhere, he decided to take his kid personally to the school. So that's why he was late to the work. And since he was late to the work exactly at the time that he was taking his kid to the school, the Twin Towers got hit. And he survived. So don't talk about like he's unlucky. If one person on the planet cannot talk about being unlucky, that's him. So I guess after all those Epstein files released, those Pizzagate conspiracies, and Howard Lutnick himself, that he looks like a conspiracy if had hands and feet, right? So next to Howard Lutnick, and after all those Epstein files released, and Pizzagate, maybe next to him is not the best idea to have a pizza, right? But look, he's having good time, he's eating his pizza, he's taking his nap, watching NBA finals, and he's bored of the war. And according to CNN, for 37 times, the imminent peace deal with Iran is closer than ever. So, and World Cup already has started. So as long as we get closer to the peace and we can watch World Cup, in the stadium even, if the gas price goes down after the peace deal, so we can afford getting the ticket and going to the stadium, so we just have to be grateful, right? What? He just started the fall after 37 times saying imminent peace deal is closer than... I guess I'm not gonna go to the stadium. We're gonna watch it on the phone. Okay, guys, I'm gonna watch the World Cup, and you guys can do whatever you want. Thank you for watching.